Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears Radio. You know what I'm saying? We back here and man, going up on another Tuesday. We got Verteezy and Caesar C's in the building. Mr. DJ Rose rocking on the ones and the twos. It all happened in the week, fellas, man. What's going on?
Man, just chilling, man. We rocking on this Tuesday, y'all, man. We in November. We finna see what's gonna happen the rest of this month, man. Thanksgiving coming up.
What we got? All happened in the week.
I thought Steve was gonna say something, nigga. That's why I paused like that.
Man, let's get into it, man.
All right, shoot, man. It's This Week in Sports. So to start off, you know, we had watched, I say at least 3 of the 7 games we watched together as a group. You know, we watched this World Series. The Dodgers won in a game 7, man. It went to extra innings, the 11th inning. My brother TTK, he was texting me the day after. He said he think this might be the best World Series of the last 25 years. C's, Rose, what's y'all thoughts on it? Where do y'all rank this World Series out of the ones y'all seen? And what y'all gonna remember from this World Series?
Yo, so last 25 years, okay, maybe I might have to go back and look just to double check that. I don't necessarily know that. Maybe the last 10, 12 years, it's up there. Like, nigga, it's up. It's seriously, I mean, and like the Dodgers, for the last fucking, 12 seasons, Dodgers been in there. They just know how to fucking put together a team. Great coach, great staff, great pitchers, hitters. I mean, and then the man, Ohtani, man, fucking monster of a player. Definitely already a Hall of Famer. If not already in the making, if not already there. But really to shine, the man who deserved it, I think he fucking deserved it and got it. Sakamoto, man, fucking monster. A beast of a shit. A beast of a player. But just seeing that video of Vladimir, man, Jr., the last motherfucker in the bullpen, and you see that shit, that nigga was hurt. That's this one of them type of, like, I'm not saying they're gonna make it back to the World Series, but next year they're gonna be on some shit. They're gonna be the ones in the East. At least, like, shit, you gotta play them. Definitely gonna be one. Great performance though. A lot of history was made tonight. Or not tonight, but that series is one of the best it's been in a long time. I mean, it got me back watching it. Excited for it. Before it was like, you know, I watched game 3, I watched game 6. This one I was glued to it, man. I was excited for it. And then it's some bullshit to wake up. You know the game's on, but you wake up, you be like, damn, game's still on? Nah, it's off. And see, the people you root for lost by 1 damn point.
Yeah, man. I mean, I thought it was a great World Series, man. Like, if I had to rank it off the top of my head last 25 years, it's definitely top 5. And I'm only going for myself personally because the Cubs winning, that will be in the top 5 just because it's been so long. And I'm just one of those people that I root for diehard fans, people who, you know, ride with their team. The Braves, come on, man. We in the AUG 706 every day. I support the whole team. So, man, the fact that the Braves won, that's gonna be number 1 for me, man. That's gonna be number 1 for me. And then the Giants, it's gonna be the Giants World Series when Madison Bumgarner pitched on short rest in that game 7 to actually close it out because that was an amazing performance. Which that's why I like this World Series because we saw that performance from Yamamoto, man. Like me and Rose was talking the game before, game 6 that they needed to have. When they put him in the 6, we was like, man, we would have kept that nigga in there, bro. that nigga would have had to show me that he couldn't pitch no more. And then in game 7, they brought that nigga in the 9th, and that nigga pitched the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. And that nigga, I remember it was like, I think bases were loaded in one of the innings, and they just needed 1 run to lose. Man, they had 1 out. That nigga, he locked in, and he struck that nigga out. And then that's when they got like a little, ground out or whatever, man. That nigga was locked in this series. I think the reason why this series was so popular, you had someone like Springer and Vlad, on the Jays. You had, someone like Freddie Freeman and Ohtani, who's probably the biggest star in baseball right now. Like, you had them on the Dodgers, and you had a lot of great performances from multiple players. But that nigga Vlad, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out to him, man, because in Game 6 and Game 7, there was times he stepped to the plate, and me and Rose was holding our breath because, Vlad, that nigga right there, man. You talking about a nigga can change the whole complexion of a game with 1 swing, man. That nigga was doing his motherfucking thing, man. But, man, shout out to the Dodgers, man. It's dope to see them win this World Series. And I feel like this was the type of World Series that baseball needed to make casual fans want to watch again. Because, I started off watching the World Series like, I'll check in. But by Game 5, I ain't gonna lie, I was locked in. I wanted to actually kind of see what was going on, man. So, shout out to the Dodgers, man.
Yeah, I watched 5 out of the 7 games and kept up with the score on the other 2. The only reason I didn't watch the other 2 because I was out and about. But yeah, it was a good World Series. I'm not going to say it was one of the best within the last 25 years, but I agree with you. It's top 5, top 10. Because, like you said, Atlanta, you didn't mention the one where the Yankees won when Derek Jeter made that catch.
Oh, yeah. His last win?
Yeah, and the one where Randy Johnson came in and beat the Yankees. And when Boston won with the bloody sock.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to mention that, man. I don't fuck with the Red Sox.
Yeah, I don't mess with them either, but it's just like you said with the Cubs. They broke the curse.
True.
Yeah, so those are some of the I say those were really nice ones too. Even though I hate the Red Sox, but it was pretty good, man. LA showed Toronto, man. They ain't like us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They ain't like us. You know what I'm saying?
I know Canada lost twice this year, dog.
Yeah, so I don't know. So, but the main thing that I thought about that was so good about the World Series was that they played all the games back to back except when they switched cities.
Exactly.
They played all the games back to back, even when it was 3 games in a row, it was back to back.
And they didn't play with the NFL.
Yeah, and I thought that was genius, and that was the best. That's what I took away from it the most, and I think that's probably what got people more involved in it because it wasn't so many days in between it. It was just like, it's on and it's on. We go flood your TV with it, and it's like, and then all the games were pretty good except for like the one, I think maybe the second game when the Blue Jays blew them out.
When the bats came alive and the words from Matthew, bang after bang after bang after banger.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, man. But it was a pretty good series. I enjoyed it.
So that's gonna be the last champion we're gonna see of 2025. The champion before that was last in terms of the major sports was the NBA. So moving on to NBA. So in this last week and a half, like, what's been going on in NBA for you, C's?
Zion falls into that trope. Hopefully, he needs to get to the point to where he's just injury prone, man. He's a great player, a dominant player. He's a great player. He's good. It's just he's so fucking prone on injuries, man. It's like I wouldn't even want him on my team, to be honest. Like, great player to have when he's healthy, but other than that, Kawhi Leonard back doing his thing. Spurs continuing to show the fuck out. Besides that, I'll probably start watching later in the month, mid-December. College basketball is about to pop back off, so I'll be watching that a little bit more.
Yeah, man. So first thing, man, the Hawks, man. Trey got injured. He's going to be missing a couple weeks, man. That's going to be sad, only because he's our star player. But I don't know. That team just looks like it plays better without him maybe sometimes. and it's probably because he's a defensive liability, but we still need him if we want to do what we want to do long term. Just because he's our best ball handler, our best scorer. So that was something that I was kind of like sad about. Man, the Sixers, man, Joel Embiid, Paul George, it's time for y'all niggas to go, dog. Because after these first couple weeks, bro, looking at that veg inch comb, and I want to say that was a rookie that Rose had his eye on, man. You know, I want to say Rose might have even drafted that nigga in one of our leagues, man. That nigga been hooping, bro. That nigga been motherfucking hooping. And Tyrese Maxey's hooping again. Like, Paul George, you done. And B, the process is over, man. We tried to see what it was going to do. We ain't worried about the process no more. And the last thing is, man, bro, that white boy with that AR-15, bro, that nigga Austin Reeves, boy, when he dropped that 40-point burger, bro, the other night, I was looking at Prize Picks and I was thinking to myself, man, his points, rebounds, and assists is like 35, and a half. Man, I ain't getting that shit. That white boy hit like 50 something for his points, rebounds, and assists, man. Like, that nigga was on the map. If he can play like that consistently with the Lakers, as well as LeBron come back and Luka play well, man, the Lakers can compete for a title, man. The issue is, can all them niggas play well together?
Yeah, so I'm surprised that they're doing so well. They're number 3 in the West right now. I want to say they're 6-2, and also, doggone, it's just Memphis. That's the Ja Morant saga again. More drama with him, but it seems like I was watching some TikToks and some people are saying maybe this time it's not his fault because it's the coach that they brought in last year that they fired the coach for. They wanted to run this system, and it's more like he runs like a hockey system, and that they sub everybody out. And I think he was the Italian coach, world coach or something like that. But that's just surprising just to see that situation going on.
Yeah, he feels like he's not getting enough minutes.
Yeah, and OKC 7-0. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying nothing about them. We got to respect the champ. You know what I'm saying? OKC, and also
that's about Jalen Williams, dog.
Yeah, and also I see my boy, the great philosopher Jalen Rose. He's back on TV with TNT Sports.
Man, shout out Jalen Rose.
So shout out to him and the 5-5 and everything else that he does. JL Academy up there in Detroit. So shout out to Jalen Rose. He's back on TV with the TNT network, for basketball this season.
And real quick before we move on, man, you said the Thunder 7-0. They don't have their second best player. If they are healthy, do y'all think, would you give them a chance to break the Warriors' regular season record?
No.
What Boosie said?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
All right, man. So moving on to college athletics, man. So we had a lot of good games last week. Unfortunately, for some teams, they lost, and that's going to end their playoff hopes. For some teams, they won, and they get to live to play for another week. We got the Heisman races heating up with some people, man. What's your thoughts on last week's games?
That darn ACC championship, we already know who the fuck it's going to be. It's going to be UVA, Virginia, and it's going to be fucking Georgia Tech. So that one, that's up and so. Fucking Indiana, for the first time in a fucking history, these motherfuckers are top 10 in football. Always been great at basketball. Fucking football, number 2. They're playing very fucking well, but as we can see, Ohio State is still number fucking 1, and that's probably the one to fucking look out for. In the SEC, man, y'all got those games. It was some good football. It was decent. It was some good football. It was some decent football, and it was some bad fucking football in the SEC. Also, upset number 10, fucking Miami. Them niggas done. Miami's fucking done, and that's a fucking roost. Their fucking quarterback is not the one who's good. They got a solid fucking team. Their receivers are good, and their defense is pretty good too.
Yeah, man. For me personally, man, you talked about Indiana, and I'm just very impressed with how they've looked. So I was like, I said, man, let me look at the box score to see what's going on with Indiana, man. And I just looked, and it's just a balanced team. Like they had one running back go for 110 and a touchdown, and a running back go for 88 and a touchdown, and another one go for 80 and a touchdown. That's three running backs that all got a touchdown with at least 80 yards. They quarterback went for 201 with a touchdown, and then they had a receiver with 86 and a touchdown. When you that balanced on offense, it's really hard to kind of pinpoint what we're going to do. And we saw how Alabama was in the 2010s with all them running backs, where they could bring in three different running backs and just continue to run the ball. Like if these guys are running the ball like this, it's going to be really hard to fuck with them. And then you talked about Ohio State, man. They just pounced on Penn State, beat the fuck out of them, man. And that quarterback Sayan, man, had 316 yards, 4 touchdowns. You know, he's in that Heisman contention, man. He's probably leading the pack right now because he's been amazing this year. The season has started, man. They picked up where they left off in the national championship, even though they have different plays in some positions. And Jeremiah Smith is one of the few players that we thought would be good coming into the year that has lived up to being good. 123 yards with 2 touchdowns against Penn State, man. Yo, hey man, that Big Ten is looking strong. But to your point, the SEC has a lot of competitors, so we'll see what happens these next few weeks.
Yeah, so the college football, the first college football rankings came out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Ohio State is number one. These are the college football selection committee top 10. You know what I'm saying? They came out tonight.
Okay, cool. I'm interested.
So Ohio State number one, Indiana number 2, Texas A&M gets that 3rd spot, and then Alabama gets the 4th spot. So right now, if the playoffs are today, those will be the 4 teams with the bye.
Okay.
The top teams, and then after that, we got Georgia at number 5, Ole Miss at number 6, BYU number 7, Texas Tech number 8, Oregon at number 9, and Notre Dame and it's number 10. So that's, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams from the SEC in the top 10 that will be in the playoffs. That would be 5 teams from the SEC right now that would be in the playoffs, and that's I just said the top 10. Virginia is on the outside looking in. They're number 14 seeds, but so that's what's going on. So if as long as it continues to be like this, I was so sad that Georgia Tech lost because I felt that if they would have won, they would probably been in that top 10 too. But
they took them out of the top 10?
Yeah, well, the college football playoffs top 10. Man. Yeah, they're not in it no more.
They don't deserve to be out of the top 10.
Yeah, they're not in it no more. So yeah, they're probably out of the top 10 in the country too because they lost to an unranked opponent and they was already number, we want to say 7. So yeah, so they're not gonna be in the top 10 anymore, and that's sad. I was hoping to see both Georgia and Georgia Tech collide, both being in the top 10 when they played the last game of the season for all the bragging rights and everything else on the table.
Yeah, that hurts for Georgia Tech, man. As far as games this week, y'all both mentioned both these teams, BYU and Texas Tech, number 8 and number 9 in the country, Big 12. Both of these teams are vying to be that team in the Big 12 to win it all. You know, they're going to get to the conference championship, you know, long as both teams continue to do what they're doing. But they face this week, and this is just going to give us potentially a preview of, if I'm correct, I think the Big 12 is set up some like some of these other conferences. I don't know if it's by divisions, so they both probably will collide in the championship. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that game. And then LSU versus Bama, just for the simple fact of, you know, Bama, with them having one loss, that one loss that they have is basically allowing them to kind of lead the pack in the SEC right behind Texas A&M. Because right now, the SEC title game is going to be Texas A&M, if they can stay undefeated, and Bama. And Georgia's only hope to get in that game would be for Bama to lose. And LSU is a ranked opponent still. I think they rank number 23 right now. They're still a ranked opponent. They still got a lot of talent. Bama can lose this game, and Georgia doesn't really have that many more impressive games on their schedule, except for Georgia Tech near the end of the season, man. So, this is going to be a big game for Bama to kind of get one step closest to solidify the SEC title game, and it'll be a big game for other teams in the SEC because at this point, a lot of teams are hoping for other teams to lose so they can get that opportunity.
Yeah, man. So I got what I think are the two most probably entertaining and that are going to make huge ripples in the top 10, top 25. First, we got Texas A&M, Mizzou. Mizzou's always been one of those teams that's kind of on the border. They've had some bad years, but they've pulled some amazing upsets. 6-2 versus 8-0. Mizzou at number 22 might be the one to bring them down. Who knows? It's the SEC. Crazy shit happens every week. They might be able to take them down. Next one, we got a former, what I feel like should have been still fucking Pac-12, but motherfuckers will change divisions. I'm always gonna hate that shit. Big Ten matchup, a Big Ten legend, Iowa. Iowa's always been the top team in their division. Historically, we got a 6-2, number 20 Iowa versus number 9 Oregon. Oregon, hey, quarterback, good, solid players, solid receivers. Iowa might pull this shit off. This might be another week of upsets. This might be that week. These games kind of matter. These games matter for matchups. And then the last game, nobody fucking cares about this game. Ole Miss playing the fucking Citadel, man. This is one of them games like they playing somebody small in a, FBS. Somebody small, man. That shit. Nobody's watching that shit.
Yeah. So moving on to the trade deadline. Was there any trades that you saw that made you be like, wow? And are there any teams that should have made a move to actually compete or just get off money?
Certain team that beat the fucking contenders, the number one fucking team, should be trying to get some fucking better defensive players. That should have happened. Then there's a couple other teams that need fucking receiving. But the headline blockbuster, we're all going to talk about it a little bit. I'm gonna let y'all dive into it, but Gardner, really? Sauce Gardner, Jets, and I'm like, are we really surprised? This is Jets behavior. This is what the fuck they do every fucking time. They always suck, and they always position themselves to get great fucking players in the next 2-3 years. This is the same shit they always do. Is it ever gonna pay off again? I don't fucking know. Maybe not. Maybe not for the next 6-7 seasons, but who the fuck knows, man?
I think it was a good move because they also traded Quentin Williams to Dallas, and he was a big player too. So in total they got 3 first-round draft picks. And what this is telling me is that Aaron Glenn is probably safe as the head coach because they putting on this season and they just hired him. So, and then the owner already gave him the blessing and put all the blame on Justin Fields. So I think that he's gonna be safe and that they're gonna let him work with the future and work on the defense and they got a real lot of money. So next year they're gonna be able to play and make some moves and do some things. So I think this is one of the first times ever that a black head coach is given the grace and okay to build a team from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that they go, because that's what it looks like. That's what the writing on the wall is. So I really hope that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the Jets, to be honest, man, because they feel like they needed to make moves because they probably got to get a quarterback of the future. You got to get as many first-round picks as you can, hoping that one of them fall in that top 5. Maybe you package them to move up to a top 5 pick to get your quarterback of the future. As far as the Colts, I'm a little shocked, man, because 2 first-round picks and a player, Donnie Mitchell, who I'm not going to make it seem like he's an all-world player, but they drafted him in the second round like a couple years ago, like a year or two ago, and he's been a decent player for them up to this point in his career. Man, Sauce just hasn't been the lockdown corner that we wanted him to be to warrant giving up this much. Like, if you would have told me Pat Surtain, I'd have been like, hey, man, I feel you, bro. If you would have told me it's a nigga in Arizona, if you would have told me him, I feel you, man. Like, it's some corners out there that's so good, it's like, yo, I can see that. But, like, Sauce Gardner, I just don't know. But I like this trade for the Colts in the sense of it's showing me they going all in this year.
AJ Terrell,
you know,
two first round draft picks.
They going all in this year, man. So, you know, we'll see what the Colts do, man. If they can get to the Super Bowl, man, this trade is all worth it, man, because it's been so long since that city had something to be excited for, man. So I'm happy for them, and they look for real, man. They look for real. This is going to add to that defense. And then the other trade was Jacoby Myers. He was in trade deadline talks last year. And the crazy part about Jacoby Myers is, like, he's been a decent receiver. I want to say he's been, like, one of, like, 7 receivers to get, like, I want to say 750 yards the last 4 seasons or whatever. Like, he's been a very solid receiver, whether it was in New England or even with the Raiders, So, like, for him to go to Jacksonville, where they just announced that, Hunter's done for the year, they need a number 2 receiver. They got Brian Thomas Jr., who has not been able to get unlocked all year. Now you add in Jacoby Myers, someone who could be another weapon, a big target in the red zone for Trevor Lawrence. I feel like this is what they needed, man, because that division is actually a lot more competitive than we thought. Because, the Colts are running away with it. The Texans and Jags are battling for the second place. And whoever comes in second place is probably going to get that wild card spot. So this just shows that the Jags are not punching on the season, man. Speaking of the trade deadline, players moved around a lot today. Some of them played their last games with certain teams last week. What were some games last week that they caught your eyes?
Man, the best team right now got knocked off. It was barely a one, but they got knocked off, which proves Rodgers, all the shit I talked about Rodgers, he's doing his fucking thing. Like I've been saying, and I'm going to keep saying it. It's the fucking defense. It's literally the fucking defense. But wait, the offense is not out the fucking. Metcalf had 6 fucking yards. 6 fucking yards. You got fucking Austin. Calvin Austin's their best player, and he only had best receiver right now, playing the best, only had 56 fucking yards off of 5 receptions. Fucking garbage. Niggas is playing garbage. Steelers is fucking garbage right now. It's like you can win a game, but you can't hold it. What the fuck are we doing? The fuck are we doing, man?
Yeah, I think the only game I'm talking about from last week, shout out to Dan Campbell falconing it up in Washington. You know what I'm saying? You got the 2-pick broke. Shout out to young Chris. He's about, man, Jaden Daniels got hurt on a meaningless play, and he's out for pretty much probably the whole season, but he might better come back. But that was a nasty injury to watch his arm dislocate like that. And Dan Campbell, you know what I'm saying? Hey, not Dan Campbell, but Dan Quinn. He falconed it up again.
Yeah. Speaking of falconing it up, man, the Falcons lost to Drake May and the Patriots, man. And that shit was just heartbreaking because Drake London played an amazing game. That he's probably not gonna play another game like that in his whole career, man. 3 touchdowns, the performance he put on, like that was just crazy. Then I didn't get to see the game, but then I see the highlights and I talked to Rose. They scored a touchdown. The kicker mixes the extra point. We fired it. We cut the kicker today, because of that. Drake May, like this, he's in that MVP discussion. Like he's playing well, man. Like I was looking at some of his numbers, some of his stats. Like he's top 5 in yards. He's top 5. He's top 3 in touchdowns. He's top 5 in QBR, man. It's about time to start paying him his respect and be like, yo, He's in this MVP discussion. If the Patriots win that division, I'm just gonna be honest. If they win that division, he's my league MVP because of the fact of we did not expect the Patriots to compete to win that division with the Buffalo Bills, who have the reigning MVP still playing. And Josh Allen has not played terrible this year. So that's my league MVP if they can hold on to this division. We still got a lot of football left. And then next, the Seahawks, man. Man, goddamn, Dan Quinn. You get a franchise quarterback. You get something every coach pray for. Every coach pray when they become a head coach in the NFL. Can I get a top 7, top 8 quarterback? You got that, Dan Quinn. Jaden Daniels was gifted to you from the gods. Okay? You're losing the game. You are getting your ass fucking handed to you. And you keep him in the game so he's already been banged up now. It ain't like he ain't been banged up, y'all. He's already been banged up this year. He's a mobile quarterback. So you know he's going to keep the play alive. And now he's probably done for the year. And guess what that means? Your season's over. And people came into this season not just thinking y'all could compete for that division, thinking y'all could compete for a Super Bowl. Because that's how much they believed in Jaden Daniels. Dan Quinn, you got to go. You got to go. And as far as the Seahawks have been a great team all year. They've been consistent. They've played well. I was big on Sam Darnold last year with the Vikings. It's looking like the Vikings, even though they won, it's looking like they're missing him. This man had 330 yards passing with 4 touchdowns. He's also in the MVP discussion, if you ask me. He's second in QBR in the whole league, and he's 7th in yards. And so, like, I'm looking forward to see what the Seahawks do. And they made a trade for a receiver too. They made a trade to add another receiver to their offense. So we'll see how that looks for them. What's coming up this week that got y'all attention though?
Rematch. Got a fucking rematch. Niners, Rams. I think the Niners gonna pull it off again, but it should be a good game. Pittsburgh Chargers. Mid-tier game to me. I think Pittsburgh can pull this one off, but I'm not just selling off on the Chargers, man. The Chargers probably are gonna win this one, but I'm putting out hope maybe the Steelers will be able to pull this one off.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Chargers are number 2 in their division right now behind the Broncos. So this is a very big game for them. The Steelers are still in the lead of their division. But, man, we saw Action Jackson come back last week and look like the league MVP, how well he played Thursday night. So, like, this game is important for both teams because, you know, the Chargers got lucky because the Chiefs lost to the Bills. So they maintain the number 2 spot in that division. But they can't just afford to give games away, man, if they want to be able to make the playoffs and not barely get in there. But same thing for the Steelers. The Steelers got to keep on winning, man. You know, good job for, Aaron Rodgers last week on getting that dub against the, Colts. But I feel like the game of the week is probably going to be the Pats and Bucks. 2 first-place teams, Pats leading their division, Bucks leading their division. The Bucks are, I think, a game ahead of, maybe a game or 2 ahead of the Panthers, because the Panthers have been sneaky good this year. The Panthers are 5-4, so it's not like the Bucks are running away with the division, so they just can't be affording to lose games. We thought the Falcons was going to compete for the division. It turns out it might be the Panthers competing for that division, to be honest. So the Bucks kind of need this win too. And people are saying, Baker for MVP. And this is, you got the Pats number 1 in their division, but it's not like they're running away with that division. They're only probably like a game ahead of the Bills. To be honest, I think they might have the same record. They might just own the tiebreaker against the Bills, to be honest. So they definitely can't just afford to lose this game. So this is going to be a really good game. You got the Pats, who have a very good defense, 2 really solid quarterbacks this year. With both have MVP cases to be made. I think this is probably going to be the game that when Monday morning comes, we're going to be talking about this game right here.
Yeah, so it's going to be lots of good games. I think every game in the league has got something to say. Shout out to the Browns going against the Jets. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of top teams going against each other right now. And then this right here is the bottom two teams going against each other right now. Well, one of the bottom two teams, but Miami. You said Action Jackson came back and looked like Action Jackson, but he was playing Miami, and they're the bottom feeders. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
don't know, man. Atlanta didn't look like good against Miami.
man, Atlanta scored
Atlanta
0
looked
points
good.
against the Panthers.
It was good.
And the Panthers 5-4 though. The Panthers good.
We're 3 and
It's the
5.
Panthers, man.
That ain't too much more than what we got.
Panthers, bro. Come on.
Nah,
Man.
the two Bama buns just destroyed us. But you know what I'm saying. But shout out to Lamar. But and then we got y'all said this. Y'all was talking about this earlier about the Texans and the Jaguars. They're going to get each other. So then we got the Panthers and the Saints. The Saints is another bottom feeder. You know what I'm saying. The Panthers probably gonna lose to them. That's what the Panthers do. You know what I'm saying. They play up to the competition and they play down to the competition. So but the game of the week, y'all, everybody missed it. It's gonna be Eagles Packers on Monday Night Football. That's gonna be the game of the week. Monday Night Football on ABC. You know what I'm saying. And then Eagles made a lot of moves this week. Let's see if they can see what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? Packers, they lost to, I want to say a sorry team. Oh, the Panthers.
Yeah, to the Panthers.
They lost to the Panthers. It was like, they coming off a bad loss, and the Eagles coming off their bye week. So we'll see what is going on with that. I'm taking the Eagles on that game. But final thoughts, fellas.
Yeah, final thoughts. Man, Sean Taylor, they're honoring him. His daughter's actually playing volleyball, number 21, or number 5, my bad. Number 5 for North Carolina. That's why I'm wearing his hat tonight. No, my bad. Sorry. Number 21, Jackie Taylor. That's Sean Taylor's daughter. She's playing volleyball. They just recently honored her father at the game. She kind of paid homage to him. She was a little bit baby when he passed away, man. And to see the footage of her as a little girl all the way up, and she's always repped her dad. She's building her own legacy in a sport, man. And this was like one of my favorite players. I haven't seen one since like that. But rest in peace, and we're gonna see her continue to do big things in volleyball, especially for one of the best basketball schools ever. And the season popping off soon, so we'll see y'all on the court, man.
Yeah, man. We talked about MacKenzie Scott recently about how she donated to HBCU in Atlanta. Man, recently, man, she's donated $347 million to multiple HBCUs, and here's just some of them: $80 million to Howard, $50 million to Virginia State, $42 million to Alcorn State, $63 million to Morgan State, $38 million to Spelman, $38 million to Clark Atlanta, and then $70 million to the United Negro College Fund. Man, like, we can say about why she's doing it, but when you have someone who's looking like they're trying to be an ally to the community, and they're donating to all these HBCUs, and it does not directly benefit them. Like, we need more billionaires to step up to the plate and do this, man, because $347 million donated to all these HBCUs, including the United Negro Fund, that's nothing to sneeze at. That is the kind of help that we need in our community so we can get to the places we're trying to get to, man. So shout out to the Mamba.
Yeah, so LSU playing against GSU, Georgia Southern, Sunday in Statesboro, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Fly J. Johnson's coming back close to home, playing. So it's gonna be like a home game for her. And then they're playing in their brand new arena. And also LSU also got a transfer from one of the best players in the country too, Malaysia Flyway. Remember, she played for South Carolina last year. She's the one that was doing all the trick plays in between the back, behind the back. She's now on LSU too. So shout out to them. Some close home. You know what I'm saying? She's from Columbia, South Carolina. Fly J from Savannah, Georgia. Shout out to Georgia Southern University for hosting them in their brand new arena. And I hope to see we can get an upset. You know what I'm saying? Gotta. Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.